Too much Starbucks.
They can't sell stock. They know they need more stock, but they can't sell it. Citibank's only worth $2. They sold more, it would only be worth $1. AIG's only worth $1. If they tried to sell any more, it would be worth 11 cents. Right? Because you're diluting the company, right? So psychologically, what could happen if you remove mark to market, which is what they're hoping? All of a sudden, Citibank is worth $30, $40, right? What losses?
Gone. This deception. Gone.
It's deception. Right? See, the hope is that psychologically, oh, Citibank's making money. What is everybody panicking for? This way they can sell more stock, and by the time they sell their stock, if there really is a problem, well, now we're covered. We got equity again. We can handle the losses. Right? So it's really a psychological thing. To make people feel good about the banks, my personal opinion is most people still pay their mortgage. My personal opinion is 94 to 95% of the people still pay their mortgage. The problem right now is nobody knows who's the 5% not paying the mortgage. So since you don't know, what you do is you back off completely. Alright? And that's what happened in 2008. It was what they call it freeze or whatever.
I'm sorry. So aren't they going against what they're trying to do, make all these companies more transparent? They're actually doing the opposite.
They're doing the opposite.
So that whole entire movement of making, everything like.
Yeah, the whole Sarbanes-Oxley stuff was about transparency.
But even within the past few months, the administration was really going really strong, and everybody was just transparency, and now they just decided to.
Market is going away for the time being, at least. They might change their minds later in the year, I don't know. My guess is once the banks are back on their feet, they probably will change their minds. But I think right now it's an attempt to get them to access the markets. And once they access the markets, then we'll find out what these mortgages are really worth, and then you can bring it back. That's my guess.
But you're selling something that you're putting values on something that is not really true, right? Like I said, deceptive. I mean, like you said, if it's not, if no one's buying it, the chance of it's really not worth it. There's really zero value in it. But
Yeah, the real issue is that you ever see that show, Let's Make a Deal? You ever see it? It's an old show, maybe the game show never, I haven't seen it in 40 years.
Bro, there's an article here saying exactly what you're saying.
Oh, there is?
Yes.
All right, well, maybe during the break.
Yeah, you sure you didn't read that first now?
Okay. But anyway, the important point here is let's make a deal. They'd have these curtains, right? And you have to, there's something really valuable behind the curtains. And you have to pick the right curtain, right? Usually 3 curtains.
Right, one curtain's like a goat or something.
Yeah, no, it's like, a Mercedes-Benz or something, and whatever.
Is
So
that the money
the idea
problem?
is that most of the mortgages are good. You just don't know which ones are bad, right? So when you say, I will buy that mortgage, which curtain are you picking? See, you don't know. So you say, I don't want any of them. I don't want the goat.
I'll take $1,000 instead.
Yeah, $1,000 instead, right? And that's what 2008 was. It can't be all that bad. People are still paying their mortgages, but I don't know about this mortgage. And so I'm not going to buy anything, right?
I have a question. This doesn't really happen for sort of stocks because it's a liquid market, right?
Right.
But what if they made like a liquid market for these real estate transactions?
How do you do that?
I don't know. What if you were able to like?
There was a liquid market up until 2 years ago.
Yeah, but they were all bundled together, weren't they?
That's right.
So what if you were able to sort of decouple them and then like trade them almost like stocks?
Give the guy's name and address.
Or like perform, I mean, it doesn't seem
You
like
gonna
such a
buy
crazy
mine in the
idea.
Bronx?
I would buy yours if you were paying your mortgage, or like,
You don't think the Bronx scares some people?
Penville part of the Bronx.
South Bronx.
I think as long as you're paying your mortgage, I don't really care where it is.
You do, I would say that's good, because it really ain't that bad. But the reality is, it scares people. What are you gonna get? You know what you're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get redlining.
Well,
No mortgages for this neighborhood,
no, but
period.
maybe not on geography, but on like performance or something.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But people say the Bronx, I ain't lending there, period. Don't bother me again. Right? That's what happened. I mean, I'm old enough to know this stuff, but if you drove on the Cross Bronx Expressway 30 years ago, what would you have seen?
Burned out.
Broken down
You would
outside.
have seen buildings with paper on the windows, because there were no windows. But what the paper had on it was a picture of a window. I'm not making this
All
up.
right.
They covered the buildings with pictures of windows, because there were no windows. What was the idea?
Broken windows theory.
Make
Yeah,
it
but
look
what was
good.
the idea?
If they make the building, if you make it look better,
As you drive in through, if you saw abandoned buildings, you would say, I ain't moving here.
That's right.
Right? I ain't living here.
Economics.
unless you want to make a meth
But you
lab.
would be fooled because there's now a picture of a window on
With the
the
beautiful
frame.
flowers or something, right?
That's right, they had pictures of flower pots with it too. Right? Oh yeah, this is a beautiful neighborhood, yeah, I think I could live here, right? It was, you know, an attempt to psychologically confuse it. It was an abysmal failure, by the way. Nobody was fooled by the pictures. All right? But still, that was the attempt psychologically. It's no different today. They're psychologically trying to say, look, the banks really ain't that tough shit. Why don't you just buy some of their stock? Citibank has some stock to sell you, buy it. Government gets paid back then. We're out of it. Then we'll bring back the market later. Okay? I think that's what this is about. What's the single biggest thing driving this recession at this particular moment of time?
Perception.
The housing market.
Fear.
Yeah.
Why aren't people buying houses? People don't need houses? Of course they do. Population's growing. That's why housing prices will go up. The United States is a growing country. It still is. Alright? One of the few countries in the world that can say that. Alright? Why aren't people buying cars? People don't drive no more?